how we doing today, YouTubers? Going to do a maintenance on a package unit. You can see there's a bunch of them up here. Do a lot of them up here. But I did a maintenance on these a couple weeks ago, and the belts were a little worn, and it was time to change the filters. So this is a video pretty much for like new guys in the field. Little tricks and stuff like that. I mean, there's not a whole lot here, but when I first got in the field, I had, I hated it. They were all different. Let's see if I can get this to sit right for me. Yes, and make sure your disconnect is off. So I'm going to use this pulley here as my tripod for a second. This is a very badass set I got. I went to a seminar one day, and some guy I didn't even know, the guy I was at the seminar with, knew him, and they were talking, and I was looking at this socket set, and I said, oh man, this would be great for maintenances. And it's also good for installs. So I loosened up these two bolts here, and then there's one more bolt on the other side. Sometimes there'll be another bolt with like a travel gear on it, and you turn it and it moves the motor back and forth for you, but this doesn't have it. So who he is, what his name was. I think it was Sal. Okay, so there's a new belt, right? A52. When you do your maintenances, bring yourself up like a damp cloth, put it in your bucket. Especially if you think you're going to be changing out, belts or checking belts, and you need to get the serial number because it causes a lot of dust on these things, and it's hard to read when they're old. So you just wipe it off, you can get to that number. Alright, just give me a second, I'm going to put this on there. Okay. Here I am again. Okay. So there's a little holes right there. You see how they're offset? And that is for a little tug. Helps walk, puts the tension on. You don't want to put too much tension on there. That's probably good right there. Sorry about that. I really need to get a tripod. Okay. It doesn't have to just stay in there, but what you're looking for is maybe a little tighter than that. So what you do is come back here, and with your impact, you loosen up these just a tiny bit. Right? You can probably just do it by hand, just so there's a little resistance. So then when you push the motor back, there's one way the hell back there. I don't think you're gonna see it. So just give me a second. Okay, so now just tighten those up, and I push this forward. I'm sorry, I push this screwdriver forward in that little tooth, and it's just a little loose, so that's where I want it. got another one. Okay. And you lose a lot of tools doing air conditioning work. So keep track of them. But that's it. Now, you know, like in the summertime, pretty much all the time, if you turn a unit off to work on it at the disconnect, by the time you're done working on it and you put the disconnect back on, the thermostat's going to be calling for cool, most likely, right? Because say 10-15 minutes has gone by and these are commercial buildings and there's, you know, 10, 15, 20 people in there working, so there's a lot of heat being generated. Computers, copy machines, whatever, fluorescent lights. So usually by the time you're done making your repair, you don't have to put the cover back on, but you throw your disconnect on, and for a lot of times it'll turn right on. But there's nobody in this building right now, and this is wintertime in Florida. Yes, this is wintertime in Florida for all you people up north. Sorry, it's 80 degrees here. But with a beautiful breeze. But that's pretty much it. I could manually go to the wires, the low voltage wires, and put the red, yellow, and green together, and the fan will fire up, and I know the belt's tracking right and everything like that. But I didn't make no weird adjustments to anything. I just loosened it up, slid it forward, took the belt off, slid it back, tightened it back down. So it's going to track just fine. I've never had an instance by just changing the belt, the tracking got off. I have seen where a set screw in here came loose. I'm being careful because it could turn on any second. And that pulley wiggled back and forth and caused the belt to pop off or wear on one side of the belt. If you see that, you have a problem with your tracking. Or another place you're going to see problems is cracks. I can show you the reason why. I mean, this belt probably would have lasted a while more. But, yeah, see? That's just the beginning. That's a weak spot right here. I don't know what caused it. But, you know, it's time. And these belts are amazing too, man. I've seen places that have had them on for 8 years and it never been adjusted. I just recently changed them just because summer's coming. But that's it, guys.